All right, it's Coach Nikki Zeigler. I'm back live with the Herpreneur virtual boot camp. I have a young lady from Silver Springs, Maryland, that's with us tonight. Her name is Author Jameka Anderson. So let's welcome her to our tour. Welcome, Jameka.
Hello, good evening. Thank you so much, Coach Nikki, for having me.
I am so delighted to have you on this tour. Let's talk about who you are. Of course, I've already said you're from Silver Springs. Let's talk about the name of the book and what made you name this book the name that it has.
All right. So my book is called Planted and Producing. Hope you can see it. And the thing that made me name it was just realizing it's a metaphor, of course, but basically being planted and sometimes dry seasons, hence the book cover. You can see that it's kind of dry and everything, but knowing that you're supposed to produce something out of the hard seasons in your life. So almost ground you and put you in a place of stability, remembering that you still have an assignment. Especially for the Christians out there, we know that we are all called to do something in this life, and we just have to be grounded and planted, even in the I want to say, I guess, the uncomfortable situations that may arise, whether it's work or church or anything in life. So
Wow.
that's why I named it that.
I'm sharing the live and doing a couple of watch parties because I want some people that I know will be interested in your story to jump on this live so they're able to ask questions and stuff. So with that being
Absolutely.
said, who was your motivator? Like who inspired you, or who would you say, oh, if I would have never asked them, I would have never gotten the book written? Or do you have anybody who pushed you to make sure this project was taken care of?
Yes, so my publisher actually, I have a personal relationship with her. She's one of my really, really close friends, but she also is a publisher. So I told her that I wanted to write. I love writing, and I told her I wanted to do a book. I was some things that I felt that God needed me to share through a book. And she just put the fire up under me. If I'm completely honest, she gave me deadlines. She was like, "Hey, you need to get this manuscript to me." She told me January 30th. I slacked a little bit just because life happens, but she put the fire up under me and she motivated me to just get it out there, get it done, and just reaffirming that it did not need to be perfect. I just needed to get it done, so and then we could clean up everything else later. But and she just pushed me to remember that God gave me the words for a reason, to encourage someone, and then to just be transparent about what I was going through in the moment with different areas that I discuss in the book. So she was my motivator. Her name is Amoy Lawrence, AW Publishing, and I'm grateful to her for sure.
You wrote the book during the pandemic.
So I finished the book during the pandemic. I had started writing this back in 2018, but just started and stopped. And then once the pandemic hit, I was able to finalize things to really push it out there during the pandemic.
Okay, okay. So what would you tell your younger self? Now, like for what you know now to back then, what will you
Yep.
say to your younger self now?
So I would encourage myself to remember there are no boxes that you have to fit into. You can be and show up in every area if God is leading you to it. You can be it. I had no idea that I would become an author this soon in life. I thought once I'm like 50 plus and I've retired, I'm thinking that's when I become an author. But just knowing that it does not take um, all of what I thought I needed in order to get to this point. And then, you can really do it all. Sometimes as women, we are sometimes either pushed to the back burner or just put like, hey, you can only do this one thing. It's just like, no, you can be a professional, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be an author. Like you can really do all of these things and it'd be okay. And you're not limited just to one thing or just one thing that people name you or define you as. So that's what I would tell myself. Go for it and do it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm so excited that you're a part of our tour, man. Like, this is going to be
Yeah.
an amazing tour. I've been getting so many feedback from so many authors.
Hmm.
So my question to you, what would you tell an inspired author who want to write a book? What kind of advice can you give them?
So I would say first, be okay to not include so many people on your process. Like, I
Mm,
know that it comes to this thing of like, you're doing something exciting and you want to get it out there and you want to share it, but be okay if you have to take your alone time between you and God to really sit with Him and see what it is that He wants you to share. Because for me, from my background, I tended to be a people pleaser when I was younger. So I felt that I really needed everyone's input on every little thing that I did in order to show them, hey, I'm doing something. Look at what I did, y'all. But this time it was a little different. I mean, I'm not a mom yet, so I don't know how. I feel like moms tend to do this though. When you're about to birth something, you get very, very cautious about what you eat, what you do, how you go about things or whatever. And I felt like that's the kind of mode I got into. I got very protective and very cautious about what I decided to share and who I decided to share it with. So it's okay to work on it alone until you've perfected it. And then when it's out there, be able to, just be able to share it however you need to. But it's okay in those beginning stages not to have everyone's input so that you can focus and you can get your message out the way that God intended you to. So that would be my biggest thing.
I like that. Good, good. I
Yeah.
love that. Great. So, where do you find your book?
So you can purchase my book on Amazon. If you search Planted and Producing by Jameka Anderson, you can find it on Amazon. And then also you can find it on my website if you would like an autograph copy. So that is AndersonAdvisoryServices.com. And I can send you the link, Coach Nikki, just so that you can have it to share. But I'll also type it in the comments.
Good.
But yes, that's where you can find it. And I do this, I guess, the couple of times that I've talked about my book, but I actually do want to give one away. So it could be your choice or it could be my choice, whatever you want to do. But I definitely want to give one away for free.
Okay. So what we'll do, we'll go into the Herpreneur book and group, and I'll pull a woman that I know, and we'll offer
Perfect.
books, and I'll send you the information, the address, and all that stuff.
Perfect.
We'll be blessed by that. So we
Yes.
appreciate you donating the book. That was very sweet of you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so
Yes.
much for being on
Yes.
my tour. And then what we'll do, this will get downloaded, of course, for YouTube. You can share this as many times as you want to
Okay.
on that YouTube channel, and then we'll take it from there. Before you leave, can you please say something inspirational during this time of the pandemic that can help someone to look at life different? Because we have a lot of
Absolutely.
people here.
Yes, absolutely. So, to everyone who is listening, first and foremost, my thoughts and my prayers are with you because this has been a rough year. The one thing that I would admonish you all to do is just find your community of friends or people that you can really connect with just as a safe space to just express how this has affected you. It's okay for you to not be okay. I just don't want you to really sit and sulk in it. Like, things happen and we did not know what this was about to be. However, we still have things that we have to do and a purpose to fulfill, but find you a safe space so that you can express what you're going through so that they can ground you, pray for you, and get you back on track to where you need to be. And then hopefully, if you purchase my book, it gives you so much insight on how it is or what you can do to stay stable because this is a rough season. But at the end of the day, we still have things to do. The method might be different, but the message will always be the same. So I just hope that encourages you. And I look forward to connecting with some of you, but just please, please, please find yourself a safe space of community. And if you have it, just embrace your safe space. Use them for who they are, because they're there to support you and love you and care about you. And just continue to stay safe, continue to stay well, enjoy your holiday as best as you can. If it has to be on Zoom, it's okay. But we're going to get through this.
Right.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you very soon, Jameka.
Okay. Thank you. Take care, Coach Nikki.
You too. Bye bye.